Before we head into the video, I'd love to give a shout out to the sponsor of the channel, RL Exchange. Now, RL Exchange is a great way to buy Rocket League items and credits on any platform at the cheapest prices so that you can build your dream setup. Make sure to go and check out their website using the top link in the description and use code TXC to get yourself 3% off your order. I'm giving away a white octane every 1,000 subscribers on the channel. All you have to do to enter is drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and then finally head over to the Discord using the link in the description down below. The current white octane giveaway does have a requirement that you need to be level 1 to enter, but all you need to do to get level 1 is type like 10 times in general. Good luck to everyone that enters. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get a free Fennec in Rocket League. We're going to be doing a nothing to something, starting off with just 50 credits, and then I'm going to be working up to 2 Fennecs just to show you how easy it is to actually get a Fennec in Rocket League. If we manage to get 300 likes, then I'll give away both of the Fennecs that I end up getting in this video. As always, thank you for the insane support on the channel, and let's get into the first trade of the nothing to Fennec. Okay, so to start off the nothing to something, I've given myself 50 credits. Now, if you don't have any credits, what you can do is open a few rare drops, which will give you some non-crate items. And for example, you might get a non-crate very rare, such as the item I'm about to buy, and these can typically sell for around 20 credits on both PC and PlayStation, and then around 30 on both Xbox and Switch. Here I'm spending just 10 of my credits on a non-crate very rare, and I'm on Xbox, so I should be able to sell this for around 30 credits and therefore get myself 20 credits profit on this item alone. And whilst that isn't a lot of profit, if I keep on repeating this method, it will add up. And even though I said they typically sell for around 30 credits, I managed to get 40 credits for my non-crate very rare, meaning I made 30 credits in total from this trade. I did spend a little bit of extra time searching for a little bit more credits. You won't have to do this. I still would have made a decent amount of profit if I did sell it on for 30, but I was just trying to squeeze a little bit more out of this item to prove that it will sell for 40 credits. And you can always search to get a little bit more out of your item, but as I mentioned, it will take a little bit of extra time. But there we go, I'm already 80 credits after buying and selling just one item, proving how easy it is to actually make profit. There are some other methods you could use to make profit, but I always like to stick to my non-crate method, which is just buying and selling the non-crate items, which I've shown you. I also did buy a non-crate exotic. This typically sells for around 80 to 100 credits on both PlayStation and PC, and then around 100 to 120 on both Xbox and Switch. So I picked it up for just 60 credits, and I can go on to sell it for at least 100, but I'm going to be trying to get 120 credits for this item, just because, again, I'm trying to squeeze a little bit more out of every single item to maximize my profit. All of these trades so far were completed in about half an hour or an hour, just proving how easy it is to make profit. And I know my inventory isn't worth too much right now, but I've already doubled the amount of credits, or almost tripled the amount of credits I have in my inventory. I also do manage to get the non-crate exotic sold for 120 credits, so 60 credits from that one item. And you will see that as your inventory grows, it's a lot easier to make profit. And after you get an inventory of around 200-300 credits, you can start to buy other items which will get you even more profit, and it just becomes so much easier to trade past this stage. So I've now got 140 credits in my inventory, and the next item I'm going to be picking up is a singularity. Now, usually I wouldn't suggest buying cheap black markets because they don't really have a great demand, meaning not too many people are looking for them. But here I was underpaying by, I believe, about 70 credits, so it's still a decent amount of profit if I do manage to get it sold. And then I decide to look for either 150 credits or an item overpay. I open myself up to item overpays just because if somebody doesn't have the right amount of credits but still wants my item, I'll be able to get a little bit more profit, and the item might still be a little bit hard to sell, such as this wet paint which I am buying. It's still a pretty hard to sell cheap black market, but I am still making profit from this trade because the singularity and the wet paint are worth exactly the same amount, and both of them have around the same demand, so there's not really a problem there. All I'll need to do is sell that wet paint for its minimum value, which I'm not going to lie, did take around half an hour or an hour, which is a pretty long time, but eventually I was able to find this guy who was willing to pay the minimum value for the wet paint, and therefore I was able to sell it on for 150 credits, which takes my total up to 260 credits. The inventory is looking so much better, and the hardest part of a nothing to something is definitely starting it. Once you get a bigger inventory, like I mentioned, it becomes a lot more easier to trade. You can buy a bigger range of items, you can experiment with more items and make more profit that way, but At the start, you're very limited to the methods you can actually do. You might be able to trade with limiteds. It won't get you a lot of profit. It will take ages, but eventually you get up to the stage where you can trade with other items. And this is my favorite method to start off a nothing to something using the non-crate method. Here I'm picking up 3 more non-crate exotics for 260 credits each. This averages out at just under 90 credits a piece, and as you saw earlier, I was able to sell one on for 120 credits. So I should be able to make around 30 credits for each non-crate exotic. Here I'm going to be selling on just one for 120 credits. Ideally, I would have liked to sell them all in the same trade. It would have saved me quite a bit of time, but anyway, I'm still happy that I am selling one on for 120 credits. It's still profit around 30 credits, which again isn't too much, but it's still profit, and when my inventory is at the size that it is, I'll take any profit I can get. Hopefully, so far this has shown you some ways that you can start a nothing to something, because a lot of people are reluctant to start because they think trading is really difficult, but all of these trades were filmed in the same day. One thing that might hold you back is the level of your account, because this account is around level 50, I believe, which means I can only trade around 10 times a day, and I'm also capped at 2,000 credits. This isn't a problem for the series I'm recording because the Fennec is only worth about 400 or so, but the amount of trades per day did definitely get annoying because I wasn't able to record this all in one day, but I was just able to span it over a little bit more time and then eventually get my end goal. But I did also manage to sell both of the non-crate exotics on for 240 credits, so now we have 360 credits that we can work with and buy other items with. This is the point that I decided to switch it up a little bit and go for another item, and the item I chose was an orange Draco. It's got a decent demand to it, and I'm also underpaying by 100 credits. It's not too easy to sell, but eventually I should be able to get it sold for its minimum value and therefore get 100 credits profit on this item. So far, this is also the best trade of the video, just showing that as your inventory grows, it gets a lot easier to make profit, and I'm not going to lie, it did take quite a while to sell this orange Draco. There wasn't as much of a demand to it that I thought there was, but I managed to get 300 credits in the end, and therefore I did get the 100 credits profit that I was looking for. But now I have 460 credits that I can work with. I can buy some other high demand items, such as maybe some painted octanes, painted Fennecs, or maybe even painted standards, because they all have a really high demand, meaning if I buy them for anything below their minimum value, I'll get some really quick and easy profit. Also, as I mentioned, I am trying to get 2 Fennecs in this video, so I'm going to be trying to make as much profit as possible. So these are the methods that I would use in any other nothing to something to make myself profit. Again, I'm going to be buying items that have a decent price compared to the amount of credits that I have. Here, I chose to go for an orange octane. Like I mentioned, octanes have a really high demand. I'm buying it for 70 credits below its minimum value, and I'm going to try and sell it on for its middle value, which is 450 credits. Usually, I would just advise people to sell their items for their minimum value, but octanes are a little bit different because they have a very high demand. They're probably one of the most highly demanded items in the game, so you can usually get the middle value, especially for the cheaper ones. I'm not really sure why, but cheaper ones such as forest green, grey, orange, purple, cobalt have a very high demand, and therefore you can basically always get their middle value. This only took like 5 or 10 minutes to sell as well, so like I mentioned, it is some really easy and quick profit. I definitely recommend buying and selling painted octanes. Like I mentioned before as well, you've got painted standards, painted Fennecs, black OEM, black Stern. Those are also really good for making profit. Anything else, you'll sort of need a bigger inventory because a lot of the other items that I trade with are worth quite a bit more. Black markets are also good. For example, the Fire God that I'm buying here for 100 credits below its minimum value also has quite high demand, so I'll be able to sell this on for 450 credits pretty quickly. But other black markets such as Dissolver, Mainframe, Dueling Dragons, and Interstellar, those are also really good for making some quick profit. Now, here is the first very lucky trade of the video. I'm not sure why this guy took this trade. Maybe he was trying to quick sell his Interstellar. I'm really not sure why, but I'm adding 230 credits to a Fire God, so in total that adds up to 680 credits, and I'm getting an Interstellar worth 900. I'm not really sure why this guy did it. I can't complain. I don't think I've actually bought an Interstellar for this cheap in a very long time. Interstellar's worth around 900, so I'll be able to sell that on for 900 credits, and then when I do that, I'll be able to buy both of the Fennecs. Also, I'm going to be giving away the Fennecs if this video hits 300 likes, so make sure to drop a like if you haven't already, and also join the Discord server, because that is where I will be giving away the Fennecs when the video, or I should say if the video does hit the goal of 300 likes. But we sell on the Interstellar pretty quickly for 900 credits. I will be able to buy both of the Fennecs using the credits from this Interstellar. They're valued at 400 to 500 credits, and whilst they have a very high demand, I can always buy a Fennec for just 400 credits, so this is going to be perfect in helping me finish this short nothing to something. If I wanted to, I could have paid a little bit more for the Fennecs just to get them a little little bit quicker because obviously I've got 900 credits. If you divide that by 2, it's 450. So I could have paid 450 credits for both of the Fennecs, but I just want to prove that I'm actually able to buy them for their minimum value. So picking up the first one for just 400 credits. Also, I won't be able to trade these across platforms. So if someone that isn't on Xbox wins the giveaway, I'll just drop you some credits, or I might be able to get a Fennec on another platform as well. But yeah, these cannot be traded across platforms, sadly, because they're both in a crate. None of them are non-crate, but buying the second Fennec for just 400 credits, and there we go. That is how to get yourself a free Fennec in Rocket League. I just bought 2 to show you how easy it is to make profit. I really hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, then make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications as well. It really does help me out. As I mentioned, 300 likes and I'll give away the Fennecs in the Discord server. Comment Fennec if you made it this far into the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Me.